A tier for head in check a safe Sydney-Ghana SD Health Department Abramo. Last year, money a new start. Now I feel we say the Jumedi soon who crown Abramo. I feel we say ya acronym I Friday day Jumedi no ya friend celebrations. Celebrations na acronym jina hono choices, exercise, liquid, environment, belief, rest, air, temperance, integrity, optimism, nutrition, and social support. Na sene acronym no 12 letters no. Bosumi bia ye be famo baako na eno mo aka ho asem. Ayafa ye ka ho asem no CAD kan no ye choice. Intene mene mapamfo wa ase no ye ba be fa choices no ne aka ho asem na ye hu sene be sibi de adi adwuma. Intime nche ho no mekwa koyi mabedwe defo a meno mu di dwuma de no a che. Me a me di dwuma de ncha me frɛ me ya wankoma. Betimi afrɛ me Nat. Na me pacho sister to me chen be yi ne ho adi na waka me bi afa no.
Hi, Pachi from Boatemaa.
Okay, Boatemaa mo akwaba. E ba na dwuma de ne so.
Thank you.
Brown to aso pacho ye first say.
Be able to me dey frame Frank. Tuition baby frame Frank Majiso.
Okay. Frank ye ma so akwaba. E na onso e bra.
Me so frame Daniel. Yeah, Daniel.
Okay. Ye da mu nyina se mo age pene se ne mo ne ba be di ye dwuma de no. Na ansa na e be choice no me wo question me apese ebusa mo. Question me di kan ebusa on say me busa no obrofum say, would you rather make a choice that everyone approves of but you secretly regret, or a choice that everyone judges you but makes you feel at peace?
I think when it comes to that, say obe make a choice obia ni only idea, but wow, we make a choice now. I'll go for the second option. It's better to have that inner peace when everybody is will be around you. They say, "Oh, you come," but within you, you're happy, and that's the best thing to do. But notwithstanding that, now as a reality is other people ideas about us affect you.
Yeah,
they affect you a number of ways, right? When say the pakono obey, oh, say ode oba kufi. Now we're quite sure now for Charlie, you'll be a machine in you any idea. Utrimono, would you say, oh, Obama peace? Any other, but I'll call around and say, oh, okay, dear, was a video I say, sometimes that's affected, right? But I think, say, at the end, if you are making a choice, a life-changing choice, you have to look inward and see, say, does it, now you're happy, now you're in a peace, now, so you should go for it.
Okay. Obi wa dwen for or person de man.
Yeah, me just say as much as inner peace on here. I think it's one make it right choice. Nanko for more on Chinese really good people that you can trust her. Sometimes the opinions count for something. Say good friends, good family members, people who actually care about you. Now they who make a decision be na omunyina peneswa. It goes off a little bit. No matter how our planning are there, no one say if you would have. As I say, trust in for more on chain. I say, take your opinion, sir. One way or the other, you probably made the wrong decision thinking you made the right one. And they say, for more on chain. And I trust that my decisions with choosing people around me is quite okay. I mean, be even though sometimes it'll be nature isn't cover, okay, enough for your papa. But me say, now for more on chain, me trust your woman and they are kind of good. I would like that my choices and my decisions, almost all of them, you can't get everybody on board, but almost all of them agree. That would rather give me inner peace than having all of them oppose me. Me say, and I'm saying, usually, I think that
what if you get to the point where say, and you're muninano, but I mean, majority side there with you, but within you, I say normally in reality, not where omunina or like anything is any part 10 or which of omunina because say you oppose. When you're bad for me, I'm so well, yeah, good decision to us. Say it's now comes to say, what's I come judge.
Majority carries the vote.
Yeah, I think that if you talk about it like that, it cancels the question. Because the question is talking about a greater number versus you not a division versus you. And it's not kind of say 4 a year to 6 a year to it's quite easier. I can go for any and still have the inner peace.
Okay.
But we are talking about Obia Sidebi. But personally, I think that anything I'm choosing say sometimes I think the decision I made, my consider them be brave. But I say the family around you and the friends around you almost will be something is wrong.
What if you're right?
What if you are right? But maybe, and I'm saying, trusting the people around me I would take something
Okay.
well, yeah, Obiana, but also be a person de Kahwana.
I think sometimes it depends on the situation that you're in. Because some people would rather, the inner peace is that everyone is quiet about the decision. So, yeah, you guys make the decision and I'll just be here. Yeah. So.
Okay. Second question, I'm person me busa mo ne. Oye sujeni. Fani so oye sujeni. Ena wa pie no aba ade asa. Ekom de wo. Ubekwa akoto fast food edi ana so bedum so ada. Choice. There na obeyi.
Funny say no dear, any be funny say. I think that the best Obiabeko for the best decision. I say yeah, can't choices, and everybody would like to think the positive way, but I would like to go for the reality. Reality is say me wua, men musio, and I me order KFC. I say sometimes I think it starts from there. It starts from it's just one decision, it's just one KFC, and then it moves on every time.
Yeah.
It's the expectation is that I'm supposed to go for
No so na da.
that, like, you know, nanka a good decision. But if I'm actually really hungry, I'll go for
Get acho da. Sa no. Eno we bopa.
I think it's an easy kind. It's easier said than done. Usually, because we are on podcast, we've set up all these things, so everybody's trying to say the expected answer. Yeah, it's all no so now the food are crabby, but in reality, no. Full crown, you know, with as well. But talking about choices, I think that's the whole purpose of our discussion here. Say every individual choice we are making, in spite of how insignificant you might think it is, it has in terms of health, it has a long-term, consequences on our lives. And most of these things that they're frank-kind, most of these things, when you started, make choice, over time, no be something that you always do. Say back. No, but when I feel there something you're doing now, chibum. Oh, Charlie, they win the chibum behind you. And now, what my manage in idea.
Now, Indomie.
What's the time was it's one of more teen, didn't come on and change. But but you can see, say, in the end, as we look at the bigger picture, say, you're better the right thing about my bit me, I preserve your health.
Yeah, that's it. Well, at the current year, and I pay second choices no answer. Since time I old school now, na exams draw or more question be a friend choose be the. Na me pepper because when say, what kind question I had there, to CC now bit me trouble could be home. Now no question me na say den say so unima den say obetra because options na ono ni nyina no ba ko pen na correct. 3 as a 4 na kan nyina wrong answer. In the choice once a week, I say who say decisions be we make it be there is a right decision and there is a wrong one. Now, Bible mukrano, yeah, Christopher, I can say Yesu oni Mose edi any Israel for no edi nkrano. Mose asema o kachire Israel for no Deuteronomy chapter 30, o kind verse 19 na Mose kachire Israel for no say ofre osoro ni asase say omunya dance for say or the owo ene nkwa esi omanim. No do be to omfo say omfa enkwa se na be ya asase no mkwa kwotena so no ombe nyina che wo so Yesu kran so bo Adam na Eve no de mu dua turo ni mu no omo the free will say truma duaba no mu ni de mu pe bia na de won fifi honom no de Adam de mu sabe kan owo na mu bewu na nyina nim say e kire no nipa ko di aduaba na ni say we made the choice to eat of that tree no na kire e de insunsan so by your decisions be a take biano at the long run although say you be who say enei no ya brantie and now ya babawa ohuoden obetimi aye de ope bia but in the long run there might be some consequences that would happen based on the choices that we make today intiene ye ba behwe edidiemum titru any your choices are engetingita ye no edidiemu any sunsanso betimi nya wo ya pomudemu daache enti ene question me person me busa ye panel members are saying and they say, who say no? Who are saying no? What are some of the healthy food choices are what make it for this? And say, I first one will be a New Year's resolution. And New Year's resolution, no, we be BNF the day one and say making the right choice in terms of food.
Boatemaa.
And Boatemaa, who you be Anna?
I think. Okay, well, I've started already, like doing this. I think a few years ago, but I do no sugar days. So not that my family has like a line of like diabetic people or anything, but I deliberately choose certain days in the week that I don't eat sugar, any refined sugar. So if I'm really craving sugar, I'll probably stick to fruits and vegetables or whatever. But yeah, I do no sugar days.
No sugar days.
Yeah, it's very random too. Like, very random days.
And you sugar they said it.
Sugar need to be a cool.
To be honest, I feel bien because me yeah resolution and health become. Ebia. Me timono na ma dream say like I might this year may we. I think the best I would say is and yeah bibi me yeah no New Year resolution. It's something I came to realize. So after school I realized that when I was at home, my mom always make sure say I won't eat after 6. Until about 4:30. I say, baby, didi. Combat manager, chinchina, didi. But I did it like continuously. So I be more like I be coming.
Yeah.
Until after 6, a common shed and them. It's a messy time. A woman I don't know how to back, but most of the time, no, I come on the midday like around 4:35. I'm kind of good for the rest of the night. I think that's the one thing health wise I've made that. Most of the changes are.
Yeah. Now we know a boy there.
Oh, a boy. So I said the name what drink.
Yeah.
What the whole you can't be too far. I do. I'm going to but over time, no, I think say I was sneaky up on me look at cry. Now if they want juice, a better can be out the fruit can if they would do a better can if they wouldn't then you are fine. Your body have acclimatized to it.
Yeah. Nti ene ye question mark we busa biem no nse se ye emrante ne mabawa aya ya ho ya pomuden sisi ho so ayetimi sore ko adwuma da biaba no ya daje enya de a edoso because we are very limited in terms of our time. Nti how does time constraint affect our decision or our choices in terms of the yedi? You know, question in Mudawa. Yeah. Ya daje, it me affect ye didiemu. And I say affect ya, a dear bit me a dear siano.
I think that I have a personal experience with planning on what to eat. Because I don't think I make plans around what I eat. Me call Jumama, I say, Ubia de Diania for lunch. For lunch. As a people have this planned idea, say a combat me at this time. Me no. The boy Juma na me do baby nam heze. Me bibi a media. They are available be and I say they meet me at the beer. No kodi. Na media. So and the idea of lunchbox and kasemeni nyo. Now I say good a bobi. I say canteen. Meni nyo sir. Canteen. So I say most of the beer uncle for be good lunch obi in the lunchbox aba. Who do habits obi in the lunchbox aba say fridge. Papa penny one pack it back. What the back is I pack it back it will be so the bag about. Okay, no. But I think that's the decision. Me say with time no. I have considered it with time. Say me I've never like had time to prepare food. Because usually I leave early in the morning, get back home at night. I don't actually have anything. Luckily I get people who help me with foods. But sometimes my sister time no from me fear to a 20 minutes. Tis a mesorea. Majority of time when you have to go to cover fridge I don't do that. But I think the right thing to do is actually plan on what to eat. I think meal prep would have solved a lot of these issues. Because sometimes I go hungry for a very long time and I convince myself I'm actually doing intermittent fasting, but I'm not. Because come na me. Sometimes, and I've done it so much, I don't necessarily feel hungry sometimes. I just go through the day, and at the end of the day, you only be available be animated. So you don't actually plan, and your body is not used to when you eat and when you are not supposed to. So sometimes I feel like I put my body in a very confused state. The whole day, man, and there's somebody and sometimes the whole day, man, Milo. Like, I don't think it's the right thing. So I would suggest that with a question that was attached to it, what are we supposed to do? I think we should get to a point of planning. So because you're not working 24/7 every day, we can sometimes make time to plan for the whole week. Maybe during the lunchtime, this is what I'm gonna eat. Breakfast, I'll probably do this.
Sure.
It's something that I think can help. But say we should at least find time within the week to make something for the next day, so that young co hungry and I see to abundance so which will not help us. Yeah.
So then can meal prep no be a solution.
The question here say, how does our time time constraint affect your diet, right?
Yeah, choices of
food. And I think that it's like that's the reality. Say because he is so busy, you always say that it was way I kind of fancy. Oh, you meal prep near there, but audience no muti. Because how many of us need to be meal prep near there? That's a call. As and when I ban But I think that's the right way. Say, how does it affect us? You're so busy until in your time, you make it time to cook, to spend time. Say, you want to say a waste of time. Most of the time, you want to say, I saw no pa. Oh, now come here and when they me said I could do me ko pen no maka crab me the be and do the for the week. Brother, shift home, go shift. Boy, what to do? Don't get nothing about McDonald's be in the hospital.
Yeah.
I say that's the normal trend that it goes into. But the thing is, let me see, you're kind of initially now about choices now. So your mouth burning kitten, especially when it comes to our diet, it affects you in a very long time. If you spend less time or spend it on your food, when you say it's cutting your life short, it's a fast food, fast death. Right? Fast food, quick. We call McDonald's. We can't correct. We call now more cheap fries. I realize that the same oil. Used to know multiple times. Like this oil is terrible for your health because I change it from the natural state. It's trans fat. It's very saturated. What do you know why the frappe? But seriously, the right thing, as I say, you make time. See, you say because you here. The most important thing here is say, are you healthy enough to move around do your things? And how small just a year and not later in the future it benefits and as it's I think that's the right thing.
I wanted to add say. Even with cooking, I think we're talking about just cooking. Now, what did Janen's way? Like, me mami, taking the time. But the reality is, not most of us do that because you are you get. I have a friend that lives on microwave food. And then so you just. Or bear a in freezer into microwave 3 minutes finished. Yeah. That's the reality of it. So shop no to Tonyo mano shin tools no. The Asians like to do that a lot.
Yeah.
When you go fish market or and stuff, they want to see what they're eating. Like they're actually, but we don't have time for that. We see as time wasting.
It's not surprising. Say one of four more new like they have more life expectancy also. Yeah, these Asians.
Yeah.
Chinese, Japanese. More life expectancy was strong.
Yeah.
Because they spend a lot of time. Like they're specific about what they eat. But other especially from Africa, especially West Africa. It's any times they cover the idea.
Can answer me. Chidi said, your culture and so affected. On say before, if I say Ghana ni, so all pay and prepare the ice fufu. I found out to banche. abakoto bode ababe no asija so anoa na wi a wakɔwɔ asan be ye nkwan ye culture no any time constraint na ho asem eka no e just
doni aduane 25 minutes done chucha we kakra wan ache so 2 minutes na jollof kwa na ni eme jollof je me
tu show ni ade
tu ni nyina wi atutu awie sana de mo guso de rubber bi atare so sana wakata so atwen na onum kakra ni nyina ka ho bi na ye
ya culture na ka ho aduane no ane che
kan ka fufu die ka ye yiwe ya unu abanchi na mana bene no so de bode ka ho sana wabobọ bode no na wi abobọ banchi na ade afra ayi mu aba wi ankwan nyamae akamba ne se awie o chenam ne ho ansa na owie a wo de ayi so ankate kwana ya wan kate nim na bu ye wie ni die didi ko adwuma o dwene ho a
na ho so wo
eno na ye ka ho asem no ni awie ai ekọ adwuma right by side of the world no nka ye hwe die na usually I tell people say if you look at our old people they lived longer than us, and most of the things I face nowadays they didn't have it because they live no more eat no more the simple foods no more the what was available to them and they ate from natural sources
organic.
They cooked every day. You saw how many times I carry animals out there.
Yeah, the name mama.
Yeah,
na for we sika ba.
Okwa anopa no the no ano the day before no.
Ya kan share ma.
Anopa no na bidi. Na de akusku. Okwa na ma canteen kakra. Canteen no enye duane ba. Canteen na e. Ni dey say we go no. Kruma bi ye ya de enye de by nutritious. Yeah. Am out phone. But like we are obafia enumre. We be outside akudia. Something very small. And a boy. But now no entisa time. Mama for any time I don't know diane.
Yeah.
Nti the question I made too so say then especially those outside because Ghana there it might be easy. Even Ghana because it's very busy. How do you solve this problem? This problem with time. You need time. How do you make sure say oben no aduane and make say time how do you do that?
I would like to say it's a cultural something, right? Before I mean like in the olden days, mothers were stay-home moms.
Okay.
Like they used to do everything home and the guy goes to work and then come back with all the goods, whatever. So women were being taken care of and their job is to, manage the house and everything. But now it's switched. Obi ejuma. So one one say, oh yeah, so but if we're all busy, obviously not. So can we go back to that? And is that a choice?
That's a very
okay.
That's a very dicey. Well, don't be that.
Like
it came from a lady, so it's fine. Imagine if I had said that. If I had said that man,
can we go back?
Yeah, but I think it's a very controversial topic.
Yeah,
because a lot of ladies would like to practice what they studied in school. The fact that they went to school means they want to do something.
Yeah.
So I think it's a conversation thing. If I'm ever going to be with somebody, we have the conversation. If they want to, then fine. If they don't want to, then I think they can take a different road. But I think what I will add to it is also a cultural thing. Is when you look at most of the different cultures that we have, not the African culture, you realize that they don't burden themselves with a lot of stuff. The only reason why we are doing all of these shifts is because we're not only working for ourselves. How many parents here are working for the family back at home and living like they don't even have anything? And it's always say, Ghana for the choices that we are making, you make all these decisions and then give it to somebody back at home. So most of the time that we have here that we could have planned and felt better in ourselves, we're actually doing stuff for people who can feel better at home, and then we are struggling. You go how we see them be a better Ghana or 1 bedroom and or shift every day. Time and so anything that might be an annoying because imagine our first shift about so I said sitting down to prepare food for 2 hours and 3 hours is stupid. It doesn't make sense to sit down and prepare food like that. So you go for the easy route that is getting all these fast foods. So I think culture is also part because when you talk to other people, as much as they send money home and then do all of those stuff, they are not necessarily burdened with it. So most of them, meaning papa bia, you need a wage mem. You need a age macro, ultimately live be 2 months. no enough for nam peth or more drive it no man where no more they call. They are actually living life to benefit them, and then the rest benefits their family. So they take care of their family, all right, but they don't make them the first point of contact. As I say, most people here, especially Africans, West Africans to be precise, are working for people at home, not themselves.
Yeah.
And we see it here. And so because I'm in quiet job of 2 hours, sir. It is waste of time because also the boss shift. Now I'm saying this coffee and some of you have bills.
Yeah.
But if I was actually making sure that main kwan and I say the little family that I have, I take care of them, and the excess goes, I would actually have time to do all of these things that we are talking about. So I think it's also
It's a choice.
When it comes to
when it comes to it's a cultural thing here, but you can also change certain things, especially since you are a normal system, you have to adapt to the new situation. I think that last time we mentioned that it can be about prepare food for the week. No,
meal prep
meal prep as I can say you make my prepare food that packet. And people can about my go fridge in 2 weeks and you be meaning go for me stew here they all on ma Sunday or master man when you be pan or come to they can basically man and then in as much as say it's so busy no and not just say into me and still and no in why and me want to say determination in any and yeah I say per se because it's much easier to go to drive through now I talk with dinner I could dance if I could talk when you call market I bet now on Sunday and we'll be the whole day Sunday mean that I shift at the double
Sunday deal. Sunday amount for this senior my people is this Sunday no shift.
I think say it's one of the things, but say they see cannot. Let's say going back to choices now. The area and then you make sure it's you making sure they make the right choices.
Yeah, choices once I mean. The person who say, what about choosing the right food? And then you see a free baby GMO, and the major than no can want some kakra. Yes, might be a friend of GMO, and waba, and they didn't say a friend of organic. Into GMO ni organic no. Yeah, can't choices one same way. A day for 2 bit me that my effort,
GMOs no, I say a friend of genetically modified organisms. It's not just food. It will generally a lot of things. So what basically a child say, Uncle Pombo ni pano. You say if you say if I on sign me child on 7 the microscopy more because can be a friend say we be tissues no I down say this science cells name there are so many parts back with nucleus I contain with DNA no the DNA no or nucleus ni so that DNA no so we split na if it be genes na you said there was a book I am going show how and I said be to any color blue and no nature. So when you could be blue, was one of the see or somebody say genes and control most of those things and now or everything that like that. You can see a GMO you say they are changing the genetic components of a particular say a Diana plant or say a boa change to modify certain things. My example. They say first a cocoa. If you are cocoa, oh no, now I am quite a ding. How you use that? Don't be at the time. And untino, yes, say, Edin, the Dwahana Kutusin. Tia cocoa, embre. Now, as a gin na a mark of conamne din. Now, the beautiful fry, I could try to be a free baby, near the bishop, a potato, a you may marry a bishop. Now, conamna peche GM as some genetically modified. Put a say, if I say tomatoes, would you have tomatoes now? It's be goofy. Acha, maybe 3-4 days now, pro. Yes, a quite was I not a bed lasted for long. It's okay. Yeah, it's Sunday jeans now. Coffee be before they are split. I think you gym be from your coffee before for the unfriend they are bishim. You baby, you know the tomatoes will go 2 months employ. These are
go fridge mobile.
But the problem over here is that yes, I know man. It affects other components of the food. The names are coming across some of these foods.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
What about,
like rice.
Rice.
They say it be more plasticky
Okay.
than and on it the shape near different. Yeah, but you want like just a unhuno face to face. Otherwise, okay, turn our bag anymore. It looks the same.
Looks the same.
But when you cook it, it's different.
Kusuya. First, na kusuya, come.
I say, Kroma
Yeah, the
Kusuya no
yolk is-
chukra
Yeah.
I said, kusuya no when. Ohun za kusuya
Yeah.
ba. We said the ha ube pe mu no yoku na phone. And now yoku no when. I say, o man mi hunu so be o say. Kusuya no be so be bono. So ono a obo a yoku na phone. And yoku no dey yellow. We say Ghana dey na ye kind of ash bisa. But had na yellow no a phone and a when. And
white dot.
why you dot be bon fifi de bia you know say cause me kunu dey wa bonti so say I'm for chikusuom time ti we no me twim e be pchen na bet.
I think that they are very common pie watermelon.
Yeah.
First watermelon
Seedless, no,
seed
no, no, no.
pie and then seedless watermelon. Every
And grapes as well.
seedless grapes. Seedless
I said you see the names the money the do nyam na me ya babia. Nyam na be ya babia.
The truth is, there was no fine. It was certain advantages because you want to be on my face, but because through genetic modifications, any age. Because they said grapes, next, see grapes, and yes, said the city.
Yeah.
By modifications, I made many way. Banana, because aiding to banana. Truly, to not banana anymore.
One kind.
Yeah, because banana was
Banana is a
created.
modified-
It was a
yeah.
modified plant. So
Yeah.
it
Yes,
makes
I didn't know this.
Yeah, what makes it two wild plants? What makes it
Interesting.
pretty banana exactly. But now banana is staple. Everybody is eating it. So to what extent? See, that's the problem. Because try say obey no. Me only say this is my own opinion. This is my personal opinion. Me only say if you allow the natural thing to play out. First, no mon kon ko hwe video mon ko tu bibi fa ngo se bia. Na no mo fa normal natural fruits no because Nyankopon say obo mo according to their kind. Enti untimi nko fa first mango fa nko fra a friend is
Body.
Mango. So
Yeah.
once they make but obetima fa bibi e ben ho.
Mango ni salon.
Salon ne mango e betima
Salon home friend say.
but my fact because of a particular kind. But they say no, the point they are doing a normal is so
Weird.
weird. And problem always say some scientists are saying say, what did this some of these foods are compounds they break it down into a foreign to the body. The body only used to this
Yeah.
type of thing. So they can't increase the chance of getting cancer. That's some of the problems with these GMOs. It's a problem. When then soybean is a vitamin boys are normal. Soybean, they say you need beer.
origin, yeah. I think that I did back on me read through my kind of crime when said some of these food with the modification they modify it to increase the sugar content, nini taste So na be ya udia e be your ketrema so.
Yeah.
Na say wood in more. And I say
E be kunya yo.
eh be kunya bra. Na de wo ngwane e pe.
Me vita America di e.
Say udia na your ketrema so de afei your body no so the way our brain is be working on. Udi ade na say our brain nya register. Next time be an increase your cravings.
Yes.
Into that next time be an say ope. And one diabetes level be e dey na me ya say.
But I think also,
Also,
as much as it is bad, it helps us agriculturally. Because
That's the problem.
and we'll always have to be, I don't know, going to the farm. Like, in garden, right? In the backyard or whatever. But it makes production a lot more faster because some of these foods, to say, body. Before I be ripen the crown or not on my TTS ho, I shift fridge more says like a storage area, and then they'll bring it out. And so you ask yourself, why is it that some seasons grow high but I had them say kromha.
there be a
The biabenya sa adriani bi. Why? Because the production of it, you know? So I mean
It was good
It was
size.
a
It
good
was good
size.
size to it. But England say, but maybe say I can't GMO, right? Over core markets. Right, you know, so be toast in Bonma Hunana Usu. But on the same tomatoes, no, but I $10.30. I feel $2.15. See, brother, $2.15. Come and say that. The way you say, The question maybe is say how a ben ya boy and fine. You could do because you can't was and fine. We could do shells and so. Now could tell you at the end a foot to ben a bit my honey audience and wuti.
Me mumpa de ade ba ko pa mesi me wo pa se me se aduane a me to akodie de me bo ho ka
100%.
enti me di misika de aduane nko na me di die
Yeah.
bra me di pa na me kwa shop na me nya time so to me bo ase kan labels ne ho ready ho se ingredients na on I mean kodwuma me che me ni adaja me nkodwom because me kwa me che me nya adaje kan label ne ho se ade na ewo mu no ye ni additives ana say color na flavors be dey akofra fra
na me nkodwo mumbo
I think that only a bit me here because when you adaje ade a obi kan answer me or say if you don't eat your food as medicine you take medicine as food. Inti ade a ye ba be kwan abakon de ewura yanum ne adi akọ ni pedua mu ne de ese me yani kon se na be a ebetimi abo ani pedua no me de kakra metimi aka no.
Yeah. And now these organic foods, the problem, the other side of it is sometimes they will even label it organic DNA.
Oh, organic bia. You just say to you on the money.
You see, but the American say as much as possible. No, let's go back to what Ellen White was advising us. As much as possible, no, high inya. But say, Yakopon chair shema. So be a garden.
Your garden of here.
Your garden.
Your garden.
Now, normal kakra bidye, you can take it from the garden. Now, kakra won't mean for every gardener. Oko marketer, try to buy the organic stuff. Now, you avoid it, especially processed foods, no more. Because where then I GM ube di idea, ube dibi, ube fa ube dibi. But to how much na woody? I think that's what's a bit more campus. Because won't me and a bro to me say you never bro all year long because of these GMOs. Now it's me Bobby brain and yebi. And your bros when you ben kuni. Boys is when one depend on. I'm sorry, it's Mark.
I also wanted to add, say, financially, so okay, say bakoye $10, now bakoye $2. It's very attractive. You go for $2 because come on.
Yeah.
But we should also know, say, the financial aspect is also a choice that you have to make. You are going to be sending so much money home, and what are you eating? Yeah. So I guess to us that go to the shops and all of that, my mom will always tell you the price of every single thing. And it is all to sort of prolong our life, not like time and so. Let's make for time and so. Yeah, but
got $10 there in a cabo.
yeah.
$10.
Yeah. You a discussion in Berry and I put on person me demand and say I think sir in the year 2022 Harvard Medical School almost published a article be and almost 2 days say the psychology of food. Now almost study no almost show introduction be almost compare nipeduano with an expensive car. Now illustration of the man is say unko who say obi ato car ni board dimpa no dey see and quite change fit be say on fa oil phone be and answer back of petrol station or to E10 edi egum instead so to premium 98 no
Yeah.
Because on him say or the fuel and the boy phone and say oil anya ni guka ni mu a e be say engine no enti oboka na hoka enti eme ni pedua no nya say expensive vehicle a nya media amayen ye hwe the edi ko ni pedua ni mu especially ye didie mu ye num you make the right choices and it makes me a boy any pedriano, let me prolong your lifespan because the little choices I am making in will affect us in the future. Answer na yebe de jume de bebe me call ma ko jobia final remarks.
Come here first.
Come here first.
I think it's along the same lines as what you were saying. It's a conscientious effort. Say
Conscientiously.
Before I can see.
conscientious effort. As the person Kenya say like whatever we're doing, if you're a mother and you have to feed a family, what your biggest priority is your family's health. So when you go to the mall, that thing that they feed the children, the purees, the yeah. I'm not a mother yet, but it seems like that one is the go-to because and ubi yana what the man that thing. But before no, it's a lot healthier, but there's a lot of time that goes into that. Yes, as I said, conscientious effort would really help.
Okay, I would also like to say, and I can say the joke of making lives. I think we are living a life where we have control over some things and we don't have over the others. The ones that we have control over, the decision to make. And I would like to also take us to the point that if we have control over it, then we have to make a right decision. I mean, the decision will determine what would happen in the near future. So I'd like to go with the first decision that we ever make is what we believe. I like to think that all of these things that we are talking about starts from the brain. If I believe something, if I believe a right thing, it helps me to do other right stuff. So my belief system is the greatest thing that controls my whole nature. To me, I kind of say when you are making a choice of who to believe, I choose to believe in God with the evidences that I have. And I think that's the best thing. And then the next thing is the people that are around me. For me to be able to make all these right decisions, I should have right people around me. So making a choice with what I believe and those around me, I think is the best decision I can ever make when it comes to making right decisions and making good choices. Said, we are never going to change this mentality. But if you have people who are actually making efforts, making plans to change, it will help. And the next thing is, I think partnership when it comes to choices is, if I'm making any decision that goes a long way, a long-term decision, I should make sure what I believe is influencing who I'm choosing. And what if I choose somebody based on what I believe, knowing that what I believe is a substantial thing, like I'll have a peaceful life in that sense. And then coming back to the foods, good people around me, good belief, it helps me to make the good decisions. So that's what I think I would like to add to it.
That's it.
Them kakra, I think they are canning in every so they
Nti wade atwa to na eze.
kakra
Come on, what's it?
Anyways, I think said the American say who said when it comes to choices, said the kind of determine. I've said before you life and death, blessings and curses, and I urge you say you choose life, and so that you and your from being your life and having abundant. Every little decision I make about food, I think say throughout the rest of the day, a lot of things, exercise that day. Every decision I'm making about these things, you say in a long run, it comes to affect us. Most of the time, you know, and pennyphobia. Maybe I'm a say, nipa nyina, iso no most of the time, idea pie, oh, papa will car, papa will die, papa will like, I'm not a idea looking out for people. But when we grow, maybe be 75, now you're cherishing one, and you nipa cry, or who's carrying a day, or walk the wedding. Because if you do an now for we in a stroke, we that them, we care a high child night, senior man, Wally or Coba, or that's who can a Sabbath school near there. See, I may show because of health. Till the end, I obey Pakistan go whole shifts. That time when we're piling in a go, or fast for what we discuss.
Next of kin for
Next of kin for the bar. You making sure say you be invested
In our health.
with money, with our time, with the and you making sure say you invest in it because you be to so later no you be your benefits. That's what I can say.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, this discussion baby. Eji say discussion nyaya na no ubenya mu emfaso na minim say wo kwa tie video we say no obe share na fe wa subscribe to a YouTube channel so na be ya next video ye be no wo so ubenya a notification no until say be share bi no na men kan ho so wo comment bi abetimi atro comment section ase onom and I say wo prayer request and I say and send me up say asafo mpanifo so bo ho pai ma wa ubetimi atro no comment section ase onom na ye hwe enim se obe comment na no nyina abom atokese nyame nka ho bebe wo bia yakra mo bye bye